What's going on, guys? It's Sean, and we are still working our way through Season 1 of Game of Thrones. I am a newcomer to the show. Hopefully you guys have been following along on my episode recaps. We are at the halfway point of Season 1. We're at Episode 5, The Wolf and the Lion, and when we last left our beloved Game of Thrones characters, Tyrion was in a really bad spot with a ton of swords pointing at his head, so I want to dive right in and figure out where that storyline is going to go. So you don't want to miss any future episodes. Hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications. It'll let you know anytime we post a new Game of Thrones reaction video. And for now, let's dive into Episode 5 of Season 1, called The Wolf and the Lion, and find out where things are going. So far, I'm most fascinated by everything that's going on in King's Landing. I'm intrigued by the Wall because I like Jon Snow, but if I were to nitpick something about the show at this point, it's that the Dothraki, while they seem super badass, have not been developed enough. I can't wait to find out in future seasons, too, how much more of this map we explore. Here we go! Oh, that guy died. Oh, he didn't.
Does Sir Hugh have any family in the capital?
Oh, he died.
He had no one else.
That was vicious.
I'm glad we never met on the field, Sir Barristan.
It's made too small, Your Grace. It won't go.
Your mother was a dumb whore with a fat arse. Did you know that?
You're too fat for your armour.
Yeah.
Fat? Fat, is it?
A bloated mess.
Is that how you speak to your king? Oh, it's funny, is it?
Uh-oh. Robert is great. He's a wild card. Totally careless. It's gonna cost him his life. Mountain! Who's this guy? Oh!
Thank you, Sir Loris.
He is not gonna beat the mountain. Come on, pretty boy. I really want to see King Robert in a joust with his fat belly
Don't let
hanging
Sir
out.
Gregor hurt him.
What? What? Well, that was
Such a shame, Littlefinger.
surprising.
It's been so nice for you to have a friend.
Ooh. This is what you do when you lose? Oh, no! What? Sore loser.
The dagger found.
What sort of imbecile arms an assassin with his own blade?
Oh, who are these guys? That's not gonna help. Move, Lady Stark, move! I told you guys he was more heroic than we were led to believe. Oh, oh, oh! Alright, Tyrion. We get it.
John was a man of peace. He was hand for 17 years, 17 good years. Why kill him?
He started asking questions.
Just like you, Ned. Just like you, brother. When you're the king's hand, you're just waiting around to be killed. The heck is that? A saber-toothed
He's
tiger?
found one bastard already.
This is no longer a game for two players. It never was.
Should pay a visit to my brothel this evening. First boy is on the house.
I think you are mistaking business with pleasure.
Am I?
Is it true that Sir Marlon of Tumblestone prefers amputees?
All desires are valid to a man with a full purse.
And I heard the most awful rumor about a certain lord with a taste for fresh cadavers.
Long after that's when I saw you escorting a certain foreign dignitary.
Oh, Lord.
Council business.
This must be your son. He has the look.
I'm a girl.
Did Benjamin send you?
No one sent me, my lord. The whole city will know by tomorrow.
Know what?
Best said in private, my lord.
Oh, this should be good. Who's coming?
It's about your wife, my lord. She's taken the imp.
Ooh, Lannisters? Lannisters are coming? Who else would be mad about that?
He is my prisoner.
He doesn't look like a prisoner.
My sister will decide what he looks like.
Dang, that looks impressive.
I want him dead. Mother and child both.
I'll fear the Dothraki, the day they teach the horses to run on water.
It's narrow.
Nothing.
When you find yourself in bed with an ugly woman, best close your eyes, get it over with. Cut her throat. Be done with it.
Strange advice.
You'll do as I command, or I'll find me a hand who will.
Ooh.
You pollute my home with these presents. He's little.
It's Tyrion the Imp of House Lannister.
You can't hurt us! No one can hurt us here! Tell him, Mummy! Tell him!
Introduce him to Maud.
I don't know who Mord is, but I don't want to meet him. Can we get back to the breastfeeding? That kid could talk. Seems like we glanced over that. Yeah. Alright. He needs a dragon right now.
Robert's rather tasteless about it. Every time he talks about killing her, I swear the table rises 6 inches.
It's a shame he can't muster the same enthusiasm for his wife. You don't love killing.
Who are you? I don't know you yet.
I'm sorry your marriage to Ned Stark didn't work out.
Huh.
You seem so good together.
Glad I could do something to make you happy. I suppose this is where you tell me to give the job to your brother, Jamie. It's a neat little trick you do. You move your lips and your father's voice comes out. When did the people decide that Viserys Targaryen is the rightful monarch after all?
Good question.
What do you want?
So here we sit. 17 years later, holding it all together.
Barely.
Don't you get tired?
What harm could Lyanna Stark's ghost do to either of us that we haven't done to each other 100 times over?
Someone took her away from me. And 7 kingdoms couldn't fill the hole she left behind.
It's tragic.
Was it ever possible for us? Was there ever a time, ever a moment?
No.
No.
No. Oy.
She has his nose, his black hair.
Now that kid should breastfeed.
Brothels make a much better investment than ships, I've found. Whores rarely sink.
Stay back, sir. This is the hand of the king.
Was the hand of the king. I'm not sure what he is.
Ooh.
Somewhere very far away. I'm looking for my brother.
He was taken at my command to answer for his crimes.
My lord.
Yes! Here we go. Come on. Come on, Ned.
You killed me.
That's a threat.
Your brother's a dead man.
Take him alive. Kill us now.
Oh! 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 You are outnumbered, my friend. Why don't they all bum rush him at once? Thank you. That's what I meant. Not that I want Ned to lose, but right. Help. Oh! Alright, never mind. Maybe you shouldn't have helped. I take it back. My bad. That was a confrontation. Alright. Okay, let's break down. Season 1, Episode 5. That was pretty action-packed and pretty violent. Concluding with the first official Stark versus Lannister confrontation. You know, it's been a war of words and snide remarks and empty threats, but Jaime Lannister finally brought the iron. And, you know, Ned leaves a little worse for wear with a spear through his leg. And clearly, Lady Stark's decision to capture Tyrion, while he seems to be a little bit on her side, is going to really hurt the Stark family. There's a line in this episode, which I really enjoy. I really like this episode a lot, The Wolf and the Lion, where it says, that's all the realm, this is King Robert talking, and he says, that's all the realm is now, backstabbing and scheming. And I think that is, so far, to me, the perfect summation of what this show is, and specifically this episode, where it's a lot of political backstabbing and positioning in the kingdom. You get that conversation between the two seasoned gossipers who seem to have people scattered all around King's Landing, which is Lord Baelish and Lord Varys. And that's why when Robert sort of summed that up of saying this, how are we even holding together as a kingdom when all everybody's trying to do is backstab and lie and reposition yourself against somebody even better? That's exhausting. And that's why I'm really glad that Ned was finally like, look, enough of this. I don't belong here. I'm a good guy. And truthfully, I think Ned Stark and most of the Starks in general seem to be the only good people in this show. And so when presented with the option of killing Daenerys and her unborn child, simply because they fear a Targaryen at the head of the Dothraki a son, a male heir. Obviously, that's a significant deal. Ned says, that's the line in the sand. I'm not gonna cross that, and we're not gonna let you do that. I won't be the king's hand anymore. So we'll see. He's not protected by the kingdom anymore. I guess he's going back to Winterfell, but he still seems pretty hell-bent on solving this mystery of Lord Arryn and why he died and all the people that he ran into. And I'm sure it has something to do with Robert's bastard children and who would be direct heir to the throne. Also, we're meeting a lot of new people, and some of them have clever names like the Mountain. I can remember the Mountain. I don't really know the guy who beat him. His name is, he got mentioned later, Loras Tyrell, the Knight of the Flowers. Maybe he'll be important later. In his conversation with whoever he's shaving, he's setting this new character up to be eventual king. Why can't you be king? Robert's a fool. Joffrey's not fit. He's a lunatic. So why can't you be king? Well, I don't know who he is yet. And we meet a new location, the Eyrie, where Lady Stark's sister is ruling and breastfeeding her teenager. Lady Stark's sister seems gonzo. And in fact, Tyrion says to Lady Stark, he's like, has it been a long time since you've seen your sister? She's not quite who you remember. And they get there, and of course, she hates the Lannisters. Everyone hates the Lannisters. I think that's fair. But again, I don't want to move too quickly off the fact that she's breastfeeding her child, and her child can speak. Like, he's fully dressed. He can move around. He wants to see Tyrion fly. I don't know what that means. But then Tyrion ends up in a cell at the very, very top of this awesome, daunting-looking tower. I thought Tyrion was in a bad spot at the end of episode 4, but there was an attack, and then, as I predicted, Tyrion shows that he's a little bit more heroic than people make him out to be. A lot of political maneuvering in this episode, a lot of backstabbing in the kingdom. You never know who you can really trust, who's telling who what in the kingdom and why they're telling different people different things. I know I can invest in Ned Stark. I think he's going to prevail, ultimately. But everyone seems to be looking out for number one and not really trying to help anyone else. They're all trying to just better themselves. And that seems to be the overall narrative of the episode. This one was pretty much focused on King's Landing. We didn't get to see a lot of the Wall. We didn't get to see a lot of the Dothraki, although they're often talking about the fear of the Dothraki crossing that thin strait, that little bit of water that separates them from the kingdom. And just as somebody who's watched a lot of movies and television seems to suggest to me that they will figure out a way to cross that water and invade. And then King Robert will have his hands full figuring out what to do. So, hope you enjoyed my analysis of episode 5, The Wolf and the Lion. I'm going to continue plowing through season 1, and I want you to tag along with me. So do me a favor. Go down, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and every time that we post a new Game of Thrones recap, you will be alerted to that. So tag along with me on my journey, and thank you for following everything that we're doing here at CinemaBlend.